video is the second video in a series that I've started, which does a comparison of different statements made by Sami Smith based around the Tony Dodge interview, and also an analysis of those statements at the same time. If you haven't caught the first video in this series, you don't have to watch these in order, because I stop at logical breaks in the Tony Dodge interview. But by all means, please go and watch the first video after this one to catch up on what you may have missed. I do want to give a huge shout out to all my subscribers and my members, because I don't think I say thank you enough. So thank you to all those people who do support my channel. You help me to continue with this channel and to continue making content, and I very much appreciate your support. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button if you wish, and also hit the like button if you like my content. Let's jump in and have a look at some more of this Tony Dodge interview and other statements made by Sami Smith.
Can you take a quick look at this photo? Is this what can you confirm whether or not she was wearing this at the night of the party? Is that what she was wearing?
Yeah, so that top is exactly what I saw her in. If you can see on her left side, on her hip, you can see some skin. She was wearing a black bodysuit. I remember because we went to the bathroom together, peed in the woods together a couple of times, and so that's her shirt right there. The pants were different that she wore to the party. She was wearing green Dickies pants, but that belt is definitely what she was wearing too. I remember watching her have to take it off when we were using the restroom together. We were out using the outdoor restroom, if popping squat, basically. So, yeah.
I know all this has been said already, and I figure that the majority of people that are watching this video probably know all this anyway, so I'm just going to be really brief. First of all, the body shape does not match Kylie's at all. So here she is describing the outfit that's being worn and talking about the bodysuit, when up until this point in time, everything we've been told was that it was a tank top. Now, most people now believe that the surveillance image is, in fact, Sami Smith. And let's be honest, the belt that Kylie's wearing in the photo on the right-hand side doesn't match the belt in the surveillance image. The way Kylie's jeans fit her, she's not someone who has the tight jeans that fit across big fat hips. Where are Kylie's big, well, I wouldn't say fat hips, but the image on the left has got very defined hips. Kylie hasn't. Kylie was quite a slim girl. There's just so much here that's just not right. But how odd to be saying that, yeah, that's a bodysuit, because I saw, and I know that's the same belt because I saw her removing the belt when we went out into the woods to pop a squat together. So many things are wrong with that. First of all, we've been told that it was a really dark night, and if apparently Sami went home at 12:25, then the period of time that she spent with Kylie would have been before the moon was particularly high, meaning that how would she have really been able to have a good look at what belt Kylie was actually wearing at the party, especially if Kylie had already arrived after dark? The story just does not fit for me at all, and I think I'd love to know if this was the first time that she saw this photo, or if she had had time to prepare herself. But I'm going to agree with all the other people who say that image is not Kylie on the left-hand side. And that I think really Sami was speaking out of her ass here. And she was trying to sound knowledgeable. She had to sound like she knew precisely what Kylie was wearing, because she has said that she was with Kylie all night. She's forgetting, however, that even though she said she was with Kylie all night, that she was with Kylie in the dark if she was with her. Meaning that she might not be quite so intimate on all the details of Kylie's outfit.
That was just released from the Placer County Sheriff's Office. This picture, I just found it on their Facebook page.
Yeah.
So there's talk about this top, the spaghetti straps top. Some people are saying it was found at the area. Can you confirm that, or is that
so that has not been confirmed. If it has not been posted on our Find Kylie Rodney Instagram page or on the website or on the Placer County Sheriff's Office Facebook or anything, then it is not true, and it is not something that people should be following on or trusting. The information will be posted and will be coming from us when it is confirmed. So to let people know what to look out for, if a changed shirt or something. So yeah, that has not been confirmed.
Okay. Perfect.
Now, before I actually look at how eager she was to debunk this whole idea of someone having found this shirt on the side of the road, I do want to point out that he was still trying to get the question out when she had her mouth wide open, gaping, eager to jump in and start talking. She was definitely keen to jump on that question and answer it before he'd even finished talking, which I find particularly interesting. Now, the other thing that's really interesting is the way it's all about, she makes it sound like she is hugely involved in the whole investigation. And I mean, we've all said this, but talking about if it's not on the Find Kylie page, well, that's actually not an official page. Who made that page? Sami Smith made that page. So she's saying, if you haven't heard it from me, it's not real. And then she adds in Placer County as an afterthought. But she also talks about us in terms of information. You know, the information will come from us when it's been confirmed. So she's still very much trying to control the narrative here and trying to give the impression that she is smack bang in the middle of this whole investigation and that people should consult with her because she knows everything there is to know about this case. And of course there's that comment about the changed shirt. Now, to me that says that she definitely knows that what is in the surveillance image is not what Kylie was wearing. Because it's just a really odd thing to say when a few days later we find out that there's video footage of Kylie at the party wearing the Odd Future hoodie, which is a changed shirt. Or is she referring to a changed shirt because of the bodysuit or tank top that was found on the side of the road? And we've seen images, we know that that did actually occur. So there's definitely something really hinky about this whole thing of her being super keen to stomp on the notion that that shirt that was found on the side of the road must have been Kylie's, and then also turning around and saying, well, you know, you need to listen to us for information in case there's something like a changed shirt. And then we find out about the Odd Future hoodie. Definitely slightly odd, particularly because at one point you had Placer County, I think it was, denying that there had ever been a tank top or bodysuit found on the side of the road. Something really hinky once again with the narrative in this point.
So at the night of the party, the last time you saw her, can you tell us about, I guess, give us a rundown of the party real quick. I understand it was a large gathering.
Yeah, so it was supposed to be a senior farewell party where all the seniors and everybody from around our area, like Tahoe and Truckee and Incline and Kings Beach, were supposed to be there. They were invited there because
Okay, so she's definitely got concerns here about admitting the purpose of the actual party. There's a big pause there when she's talking about people from other areas being invited, which of course goes back to the question of Fight Club. Was this actually a senior send-off party, or was it intended as a Fight Club party?
it was supposed to be like saying goodbye to your favorite seniors before everybody starts going off to college, because soon enough here people are going to start leaving and moving out. And so Kylie's a senior, or she graduated early, so she's considered a senior, and I was a senior, so every senior was initially invited to the party.
I think it's really significant in terms of her attitude towards Kylie to listen to her words there. She says Kylie's a senior, or she was considered a senior because she graduated early. And then she's like, well, and I was a senior. So to me, there is resentment towards Kylie. I may be wrong, but it comes across as a lack of acceptance. Kylie shouldn't be in amongst that senior group because she's younger. She's not one of them. The way Sami is talking here definitely makes a distinction between Kylie and the other seniors. She's not an actual senior, she's only considered a senior because she graduated early. Now, certainly that's not what you would expect someone to say if they're talking about their friend. To me, there is definitely some level of resentment there, and certainly there's no warmth about Kylie in what she's saying. That's my opinion. I'd like to know what other people think of that, though.
And as well, all grades were invited just so that they could say goodbye. So I had talked with Kylie, and I had known she was going beforehand. We hadn't planned on going together, and we ended up not going together.
That's another one of those what statements where what she said is totally redundant for starters because it makes no sense. I spoke to Kylie before the party. We weren't planning on going to the party together, and we didn't go to the party together. Who says that? What is the point of what she is saying there? To me, there is definitely something underlying that she's not telling us, because otherwise why come out with that really odd statement in the first place? My question though is, what is it? What is this statement actually about? Was it that she saw, maybe she did, we have speculated. Wow, that was a real Megan thing to do, wasn't it? I didn't even get the sentence out. Sorry. We have speculated that Sami used Mags to lure Kylie to the party. And let's consider this. Sami lived near Mag's place. How do we know that Kylie wasn't at Mag's place before the party and Sami had dropped in on the way to set up and spoke to Kylie to try and convince her and Mags to go to the party? Maybe that is how it happened. Who knows? that's only speculation. Hopefully no one's going to run with that idea now and say, well, Ninja said this happened, because I'm not saying that it did happen. I'm just speculating. Why is Sami saying, I spoke to Kylie before the party, we weren't planning on going together and we didn't go together? There's definitely something more to that statement, because otherwise it is a completely, utterly redundant statement that makes no sense whatsoever for someone to have said in the first place.
She came with her best friend Mags Larson. Magdalene, sorry, is her first name.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, and so she came with her, drove in with her, and then Mags ended up leaving about 10 minutes into the party with her boyfriend Ross, Mags's boyfriend, and told Kylie goodbye and everything. And they were never planning on like leaving together or staying together at the party. They just went to the party together because they were hanging out earlier in the day.
So many odd comments, and I've got so many questions. So, the thing that always has bugged me is the way that she stumbles over Mag's name. Particularly when you remember that, from what we've been told, Mags didn't live that far from Sami's house. So for her to start with Mags, stumble around, Magdalene Larson is her name. What's going on there? Now, one bit of speculation that I thought was quite interesting was something that Ara looked at about a year ago. And I think it's important to consider this. It's actually a good point. We know that in terms of the following morning, we know from one of the earliest interviews that Lindsay actually contacted Maddie Wicks the following morning to find out where Kylie had gotten to, which implies that Maddie was at the party. But then after that initial interview, Maddie completely vanishes off the scene. But in that interview, Maddie admits that Lindsay contacted her and she volunteered to go and check out where the party had been to see if Kylie was there, which to me says that Maddie must have been at the party, and makes me question, perhaps here Sami stumbled because she almost said Maddie instead of Mags. Maybe in her mind she got them confused momentarily. And perhaps Mags never went to the party. Maybe Kylie went to the party with Maddie Wicks, not Magdalene. But Sami messed up. So then she said, well, she left after 10 minutes. Because people would be questioning and saying, well, I never saw Mags at the party. That's just one theory to consider. I definitely find it odd the way she stumbled around Mags's name when she was giving that bit of information there. Is it that she made the mistake and that in fact Kylie went with Maddie, not Mags? Who knows? Once again, the question of Mags turning up at the party and leaving after 10 minutes. Now, Mags and Kylie were supposedly best friends. So, why would they go to a party together and then Mags nick off with her boyfriend when Kylie hadn't been planning on going to the party in the first place? Was Kylie planning on meeting someone else there? If so, who? And did she meet them there? The whole narrative here is just full of holes, and it's really confusing. And Sami's saying that Kylie and Mags had never planned on staying together or leaving together is also really strange. Because don't you normally do that sort of thing with your best friends? Why was Mags not interested in staying at the party? why did Kylie want to go to the party in the first place when she hadn't planned on going to the party? And why is it important for us to believe that Mags and Kylie only went there together because they'd been hanging out together earlier in the day, but they weren't planning on being at the party together? All this implies other people being involved in this whole scenario. And of course the question there is, was Mags hanging out with Kylie and Kate? Were the three of them hanging out together? Or did Kylie spend time with Kate and then spend time with Mags? Or did they actually hang out earlier in the day together? Or is this just something that Sami made up? I have trouble believing everything that Sami says, because quite often she contradicts herself. And it's a shame that we didn't have more information from Mags, Kate, Maddie, because there is definitely something odd with this timeline that Sami is giving us. But without any additional information from other people, we can only speculate on what it is about this timeline that is so very, very odd. Now, on one hand, I'm only 20 minutes into this video, so I could make it longer. However, the next section covers quite a few little bits, and there are accompanying clips from other interviews which show where she contradicts herself somewhat. So for me to continue here would mean that this video would become excessively long. So I'm going to wind this one up here, and then in the next video launch into her discussion of the size of the party and the people who turned up to the party and all those little extra details that she gave around what the party was like, because that is something that I think takes quite a little bit of a deep dive to really figure out what she's saying and to also look at the many, many contradictions that she makes. So thanks for listening. Like I said at the start of the video, please, if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. Help me to grow it so I can continue to make videos like this. Also, hit the like button and leave some comments down below. What are your thoughts on what we've discussed in this particular video?